I don't know if you can hear me, G. Can you hear me? Okay, we gotta hear him.
Then we're gonna hear.
What? Talk to me.
Okay. Sound check, sound check.
Yeah. Hold on, G. Hold on. Hold on.
Bill Wetzel. Do you want to lower Bill Wetzel?
Check. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Can't hear you. Hey. I can't hear you. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Joe. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Right. Sure. Good. With who? I know that there's also another big one that's going on right now. There's a boat, there's a tuna boat captain who I follow. A lot of people follow. His name is John McMurray, great guy. And he's also on, I don't even know whose podcast, but he's on a podcast right now too, 7 o'clock. So listen, it is what it is. I mean, look, there's like, I seen someone shared your story saying like, oh, LUREWALKER's on tonight, sick. So like, there's little subsets, and there's gonna be people that are gonna go back and watch them all, you know. But it's like, it is what it is. You gotta just keep going. Right. 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 Yeah. I got you. I understand. Sounds good. I'm gonna donate whoever wins whatever giveaway tonight. I'm gonna give this shirt away. Nice. All right. Sweet. Sounds good. Bye.
right. All right. That's right. It's time. Mr. P. Mr. Poseidon.
You put me on. Hi,
Did I?
everybody.
I put you on? Okay, sorry about that. How about that? How come we're not hearing any? Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we're in. That's right. How you doing, everybody? What's going on? Another episode over here. That's right. The Mr. Poseidon live stream every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Always a guest on every week. Always a giveaway. We got some good giveaways tonight. Super giveaways. Gian's going to be the guest tonight. That's LUREWALKER, if you guys don't know. LUREWALKER, very famous for making his top-notch gear for us, such as clothing, all kinds of T-shirts, fishing shirts, caps, and now even into lures big time. Check him out, LUREWALKER. He'll be on tonight. He'll let you know all the tidbit, and he's going to be doing a drop right here. It's actually been out. Not a lot of people know, but he's doing the drop tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Super excited for that. We're going to talk about his fishing expeditions, one being in Delaware, where he went down there for the Delco Joe tournament. He was in first for a while, hoping for that win, but there was somebody else who got a little bigger fish. We'll talk about that. Talk about the fishing going on in the island. Holy smokes. Now let's say hello to my wife. Hey, honey, how you doing?
Hello.
What's going on, sweetheart?
Total stressing.
Total stressing, but you still look good, though. Thank God you look good.
Oh,
Thank God, man. My
No,
God, I
like-
worried about that as a kid.
I've
What's my wife gonna look like when she gets older? I'm happy. I'm very happy. Thank God.
even though I've got all out breakout on my skin. From
Yeah,
the
what are you gonna
stress.
do? Don't worry about it. I don't see it with the lights out. Everything else
Get in
is
the
good.
sun.
There you go. Woo! Got a nice show tonight, guys. Gonna be doing a giveaway. I'll show you the giveaway right now on the overhead. Let me zoom in on that. All right, so I got 4 different types of, let me get that up there a little. There we go. Yeah. Running these live streams, not what it used to be. 5 years now, coming up in June, guys, we're running this live stream. 5 long years. So basically, I got a Gremlin Lures right here. That's a metal lip. Nice in the blue with that, can I say, spider web kind of thing going on. Blue, purple, green. It's all in there. Makes a nice lure, Gremlin Lures. I use his products. I catch fish with them. Definitely. And over here, we got these 2 right here. We got a pencil popper. This is from Swag Lures. I think he's the coolest guy, Vinny. Vinny, you are the coolest. Swag Lures, always making a great product. There it is, Swag 23. I picked up these at the show. Bottleneck right here for you. Good stuff. And also, I got a needle, all right? A needle fish here. I don't know who makes this. This is what I don't like. For the, and this is a well-made lure. It's got the swivels inside. It's, that means these things consistently turn. The straight bass gets no over it on you. Single
It's like a
hook.
giant Larson.
Yep.
Larson
Could be.
lure, maybe.
I don't know who makes that, but that's up for grabs too tonight. So, guys, we're going to put this up. My wife will list it for you. So we got 2 swag lures. Honey, you want to write it down? We got a pencil swag.
What's one?
One will be a pencil swag. 2 will be a bottleneck swag. Then you got a Gremlin Lure metal lip. 2 treble hooks on there. Nice tail on the end. They all have tails except the wooden needlefish here. It's a nice lure though. Very well made. Through wire, through and through. Like I said, single hook in the back.
Gremlin lure metal lip, and then the 4th.
And the 4th would be the needle fish. Hey, how you doing, needle fish?
The one we don't know who makes.
The one we don't know who makes.
The Honorable Larson Lore.
Do you think it's good old Lawson? No, he's got his tag on there. This one,
Oh, does he?
yeah, Gian, this one doesn't have it on, so we'll see. All right, so let's get on with it. Let's say hello to a few of the people out there first. Yeah, let's go. All right, John Francisconi, where's the fish? Fishing for stripers and catching carp. John Francisconi, we've been on a tear, and not a good tear, a skunk tear on the Hudson River. Everything's up now. We're waiting for them to come back. At least maybe we'll get them on the way back a little bit, but that's going to be it. The season pretty much ends at the end of April, which is nearing up on us very, very soon. So I can't wait. I'm going fishing all week. I got off all week, so I'm super stoked about that. Len Maltese, good evening all. How you doing, Len? Good to see you. Jonathan McGrath, my brother, winner of a Van Stall. That's right, SX200. Who else we got out there? Heinz Bolster. Love that name, Heinz. You're the man, brother. Love Heinz. Let's go. Church Wood. What's going on, Church? Good to see you. And Tom Hood, the kayak master in Massachusetts. Will Walker. Will Walker, how can we not know? If you don't know who Will Walker is, don't you dare say Gian. There'll be a problem here. Just make sure you understand what the facts is. And the facts is you got to know who Will Walker is. 401 plugs. Let's go. One of the top freaking notch plug makers is on my show. It's going to be at the contest too this year. Hey, Will, I haven't called you yet. I'm so scared to call you. Make sure you make that donation to me, buddy. I love you. Honey, put up those names again. I can't see them. You covered them. Just click on it. There you go. Who else we got out there? Bluff Laws, Dan. Dan the man down there. Danny, how you doing? Danny, the artisan. There you go. He's constantly coming up with new ideas, new plugs. He's out there testing his stuff every day. Every time I call him, oh, Mr. B, you caught me on the lake. What are you doing? Why do I ask him the same question when the answer's always the same? I'm working. What do you mean you're working? He's testing his lures. You don't just build the lure once and it's done. Don't work like that. It takes testing time, repouring, recasting, the whole works. Not easy stuff to do. Honey, you want to tag that board for me again so I can see who's on there? This is going to end pretty badly, honey. It's going to be more than flying off the roof today, let me tell you.
Stop. I'm trying to get.
Yeah, I got it. Mike Patrick, how you doing, Mike? Can't wait to see you at the event, Mike. Great guy, Mike Patrick. Won a couple of prizes on my show. Ebb Point Surfcasting, there he is. Hey, Ebb, I got to get restored on your bags here. I got to call you up. Need a bag. Got to give away on the show over here, you know? These law things ain't going to cut it every week. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Makeup Sunsets. There she is. Mike Patrick's other half.
Hey.
How you doing? Good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you at the Montauk Challenge this year again. Take a couple of photos like you did last year. Beautiful thing. Let's go. Willie J. Just talking to Willie J today. Hooked up with a nice fish. Woo, Willie J. Let's go, baby. Gotta love it. Guys, get ready. Got a good show lined up tonight. Kevin R. Outcast 1. What's going on? I'll be seeing you next month, Outcast. Outcast is out in Montauk, and if you don't know who he is, well, he's the guy that fishes with the legends. That's right. Outcast Laws. Nope, excuse me. Outcast 1, not Outcast Laws. Let's not mix that up. Anyhow, all right, so let's continue on. We're going to introduce tonight's guest, which you guys know already who it is. The great, the one, Gian LUREWALKER. Let's go.
Everybody doing?
What's up, G? How you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, we can hear you just fine. If you want to put up the volume a little, if you have power to do that.
Wait, if I do, let's see.
Oh, it's even louder now. I think it's just because you're a little closer.
Gotcha on my little headset here. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I got a headset on. I can't wear the earpieces with my cowboy hats on. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I think it's
Yeah,
good.
fine. That's
Maybe
good. You're good. You're good now. You're good, buddy.
Everybody
All right,
out there,
sweet.
if
So I
they
love
can
the
hear-
gear you got on right now. Love the shirt. Everybody can
Good.
can they reach out and get those shirt and that cap right on your site?
These have been up for a while.
Right.
This is just, the plain Jane. I got the never sleeping, always creeping logo. It was it connected pretty well with the audience a while back.
Yes.
You unpacked a lot there before in the intro. I want to shout out to Dan. He actually reached out. Dan with Bluff Lures.
Yeah.
He reached out to me over the weekend. He was hitting a spot, believe it or not, kind of by me. He had to travel a bit too, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come and throw the Spartans?" His new lure that he just came out with. And I was like, "Dude, I'd love to, but I've been on such an epic bite that I don't want to, you don't ever leave fish to go find fish, right? And if you do that, I would suggest you stop, because you end up just chasing reports, and it becomes a nightmare. So I respectfully declined his invite, although I wanted to go really bad.
And what you said is a famous quote by Billy the Greek, just to let you know.
Exactly. who painted this wall behind me?
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Billy
really?
the Greek, baby. He's the man.
So when I saw that Dan was on and you shouted them out, I texted him while I was on, and I was like, "Hey, did you get on fish that night? How'd it go? This and that." And he said that he did very well on the new Spartan.
Nice.
And what was cool to see, because it was a different body of water that he was fishing, although local to Long Island, different body of water. Kind of unanimous at first light, which has been very common on all the South Shore beaches that I fish. At first light, the bite kind of shuts off, and the big bluefish come in and just start destroying everything. And he said the same thing, and he was fishing, way, way west of me. So it was kind of funny to see that the school of fish are kind of all doing the school of striped bass, I should say, the big pod of striped bass that are migrating. They're all kind of doing the same thing. They're gorging at night in the wee hours of the morning, these non-human hours that we all love to get out and fish.
Sure.
And, once first light, maybe because it's still a little cold, or I couldn't really tell you why or what the reasoning is, but first light seems to be the shut-off, and that's when the big blues come in and they start destroying everything and taking over.
So tell me, G, what have you been getting them on in this early morning hours?
So my bag is pretty versatile. I go out with a lot of stuff. I mean, I got my bike, so it's kind of a cheat code. I'm not gonna lie. I got the basket in the back. I got 2 bags in there. I got a top water bag. I got everything you could possibly think of. Just 'cause I want to be able to switch up if it requires it. And I typically start my night throwing, plain Jane, basic darter, seeing what's out there. I'll start with like a super strike. And as of lately, what my buddies and I, my buddy B-Bon, my buddy Billy the Kid, we're getting out there, and we've been putting in, like, the amount of sleep that I got in the past 24 hours was so needed. It was needed really, really bad. We've been going super duper hard. Because when the fish are here, we wait all winter. We wait for these moments, and when they're here, it's like, hey, babe, I'm sorry, you're not gonna see me anymore. Like I'm on the beach and I'm fishing. But what has been happening, back to what I'm throwing, I'm starting with, I'm throwing everything based on kind of size. Like I'll start with a super strike because it's very, the presentation of a super strike lure is like a typical bait fish, right? Like it's not too big, it's not too small. So I'm typically starting with that. And what we had all noticed was that this, like the darters were getting smacked at like 1 and 2 o'clock. We're casting out at like 11, 12, and as the darters sweeping around like 1 or 2, we were getting smacked. But these fish weren't connecting, and we're like, what? It was driving us insane. What the fuck is going on, man? Like we were literally losing our mind.
Sure.
And it was cast after cast. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to kind of we got to switch. You got to switch something up. You can't keep presenting the same thing over and over, right? Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over. So Joe Bag Swatter. I hate to be that guy, but I know a lot of people throw shade. The Joe Bag Swatter is a slimmer presentation. You can throw an SP minnow, you can throw this and that, whatever you want in that. that profile that's going to be kind of narrow and tight as
Right.
it's swimming. That seemed to be the ticket. And I'm sure if I put an SP minnow on or something else, a paddle tail, right? Any of these would have been as well. But I specifically chose a hard lure that night because the bluefish have been around and they had been destroying any soft plastics that you present, right? So the swatter was the ticket. The second we pivoted from the, Brandon, Billy, and I, we stand, only so far apart. Whoever we're really out on the beach with, Raul lately, Big Raw, etc. Once we figure out what they're kind of dialed into and what they're chasing, it's a quick pivot. And once we do, it's kind of it's been lock and load. It's been, multiple fish night,
Sure.
quality, decent fish, anywhere between, right now. It seems like it's over slot and a few slots mixed in.
Yes.
It's not
right.
I'm not seeing schoolies anymore, which is fun.
Yes.
Of
course.
I'm seeing a much bigger fish, and yeah, I mean from there, it's a pit. Once I have a few fish under my belt, I love to obviously experiment, and that's what I'm throwing on. I saw Will Walker was on tonight.
Yeah.
His daughter's a bit smaller of a profile. It's a thicker presentation. So it'll look like a fatter bait fish in the water, but it's not as long. So
Right.
I'll start throwing, he's got an awesome yellow or squid darter. I actually was throwing his squid a lot. Again, seeing what's developing as you're out is huge.
Sure. Sure.
I was out this past week when we were out. I was standing next to a guy and he doesn't land a fish, but I hear him screaming like he landed a fish. So I'm like, what the hell is all this commotion going on? He's got his light on, the spots that we fish, we kind of try to keep our lights off. We don't like drawing attention. We try to be very hush hush.
Yeah.
And this guy's fucking, he's hooting and hollering. He's got his light on. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So naturally I walk over. I'm like, and I know the guy, so I mentioned this. I'm like, hey, what? He's like, dude, look what I pulled out of this fish's mouth. And on his SP minnow was a full-grown gigantic squid. Dude,
wow.
Like, I would say between 12 and maybe 14 inches. Like it was big. It was a giant squid.
I'll tell you right now, he ambushed that fish. Let me tell you right now. It's the only way he's going to get him.
Here's the thing. So he had caught, a big gator blue. It was probably, somewhere between 11 and 12 pounds. Like it was a big gator blue fish.
Sure.
Right? And not only did he have the gator bluefish on the SP minnow, but he also had, blues will eat anything. Notoriously, they eat literally anything. Like they'll just chomp at something moving by. So this bluefish was gorging on a squid, literally choking on it, and then decided to hit an SP minnow because he's a greedy bastard, right? So it's like when I seen that, he had told me earlier in the night that all he was catching was bluefish, which is why I wasn't throwing an SP minnow, right? I'm perceptive to what people tell me when I'm out there. I'm not. If someone tells me, oh, I've been here for 6 hours, all I got is bluefish, I see that he's throwing SP minnow. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to throw that.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do something different. And when I seen the squid, I had the light bulb moment, and I don't know if he did. I think he went right back to throwing his SP minnow. God bless. But I was like, if there's giant squid here and bluefish are on squid, the bass are definitely on squid.
Definitely.
So I went right into my bag. I grabbed the closest thing that I had next to a squid presentation, which was just a bone super strike. And sure as shit, anything that was, at the time we had the moon giving off a lot of light.
Sure.
And, I could just imagine that as I'm throwing this super strike, clouds are coming under the moon, killing light, bringing on light. It was kind of funny how the second clouds would hit the moon and the light, it's like the lights would shut off, you would get smacked. And the lure that was working for me once I saw the squid was that bone super.
Like you said, on the good nights, especially on a full moon night, I was always taught by Bill Wetzel to use the brighter colors because you have the bright of the moon, which helps reflects those colors. Just a quick stop here in the action. I want to say hello to a few people. Juan Gonzalez, this year's winner of the 24 Montauk Striper Challenge, which again is happening this year, the 16th, 17th, and 18th of October. If you haven't registered, please go to my Mr. Poseidon Official.com. You can go to my site. You can join either the Jersey or the Montauk, or join both, and then it'll steer you to Eventbrite, where the tickets are actually sold. We're going to put a cap on the Montauk one this year, just to let you guys know early. I don't know what the cap is going to be, but it's going to get capped off for sure. I didn't get my first join last year until May 1st. By May 1st, we were sold out of the bonus boxes, and now we're going over the bonus boxes, which is quite shocking because the contest is 6 months away, and I don't want to have something where it's overpacked. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you're going to join, please join now, because I will be putting a cap on it. I am letting you know. Let me continue on that now. Unfiltered fishing. What's going on, buddy? Make sure you use a red light. Nobody knows you have a fish as long as your light is red, 100%. Beast River Fishing. What's up, buddy?
You can argue that.
Yeah, I'm going to call you tonight on the way into work, Beast. I got to ask you a few questions. Make sure you pick it up. I know you're out there fishing the East River hard right now. Let's go, let's go. Good to see you on the show. Bronx, BX Surfcaster, that's my man. Who's our man, honey?
Oscar.
I know who his name is. I want you to say it.
BX Surfcaster.
Yes, Oscar. Oscar, welcome to the show again tonight. I know you've been busy with the family. I know what's up. So I thank you for coming on tonight, being our mediator. Carlos P., what's up? What's going on? Who else didn't I say hello to? Just going up the board here really quick. Outfish, all outfitters. What's up, Scabellis, for the win? 100%, buddy. How you doing? Thanks for coming on tonight. And Shay, hello to the Mrs. Grandpappy. Also one of the very early guys on the live stream 5 years ago when we started. Even Gian was there when he was first on the show, and we had mark them down, 4 people listening.
Four or five people coming in.
Yeah, that was it. And those were the early days, the first 6 months.
Hell yeah.
And I remember those days, and they're all good days for us. I'm glad I know Gian. Glad I was there fishing with him that night when I broke my ankle. He really helped me out to get out of that forest. Was a moment in my time where I will...
No man left behind.
Yeah, no man left behind, buddy. Antagonizer Laws. Tony, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Aquatic Apes. Guys, the way you can really help me is definitely by making a donation. Our donations are used everything. When the Montauk Challenge begin, I use all that money and I put it into the Montauk Striper Challenge. The challenges that I do are not your everyday tournaments. And I'm not saying that any tournament is bad out there. I love tournaments. I'll be heading down on July 12th and 13th. We'll be going to the West Coast. My fares are booked. My place where I'm staying is booked. I'll be down on the West Coast with 5 other people. Mike Scruggs, his buddy's coming down. Also Mike from Montauk Lures, his buddy's coming also. We'll be all getting together down there. And if anybody wants to come on down. The tournament is run by More Than Fishing. Juan Gonzalez, thank you so much. Juan always makes a donation to my channel, which I'm so appreciative of. And he made 2 tonight. Guys, you can help us out in any way. I don't care if it's $2, $1. We appreciate that. If you're not going to do that, at least hit the like button for me. It helps me out on the algorithm. It helps this video get out. And instead of making $2, if everybody on this video likes it, I'll make $4. So you'll be really putting an impact into my gains this week. So thanks so much, Juan. I don't know what to say to you, buddy. You're a great champ. You're a good guy. You're a family guy. I follow you on Instagram. Absolutely fabulous. I know Dave Matthews, if you're out there, I don't know, I lost my sunglasses. I can't remember if I handed them to you when I went back in or whatever. I can't remember. So if you found anything or if I gave you anything, please tell me you got them. I'll feel so much better. Those Maui gyms are expensive. Anyway, other than that,
Let's see. Unfiltered Fishing said he meant it as a joke.
No, I know you did, buddy.
If he sees a red light, he walks to it.
Yeah, I know you did, buddy. I know you meant it. Yes,
The
sir.
correction.
Yeah.
That's it.
Be
People
extra.
think
If I
that,
see
you
a
know.
red light, I'm like, what's going on down there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people think that the red lights are not, you know,
It helps your eyes stay focused. If you blast a white light at somebody, that's why people are like, kill your light. What are you doing?
not only that, the
hurts the
fish, the
eyes.
brightness of the white, the green and the red are just a little bit less tempered. And like you said, Gian, go ahead. It's instead of being bright in your eyes.
When your eyes adjust at night and you can finally see, and you get like your night, you know, like you can finally see what's going on at night. Your eyes adjust to the very low visibility, etc., the low light visibility.
That's great.
When you get the bright light flash, then you have to reset. You know, all of a sudden it's like I was just able to see, now I can't because someone blasted me with a headlamp. The damn guy, right? It happens, but it's it's a shame. But it definitely doesn't. People can still see it, to say the least.
Yeah.
I totally
no doubt.
forgot to pivot back to when I found the squid.
Yeah.
Will with 401 plugs makes a killer squid darter.
Yeah, he does.
It's awesome looking too. It's pink. It looks. It's. I wasn't sure if you were gonna pull it up, but it's. I put that on after I caught a couple, thinking that it would be, you know, the golden goose, the golden ticket, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right on.
It didn't. You know, they were keyed into the white squid. That particular night, and how it's been lately, it's been that white, that very, very bone white looking color. Yeah, that's just sometimes what it is.
That's it. That's it. Also, I wanted to mention, G. I mean, we can get to it now. So, talking about tournaments and all, talking about my tournament coming up, talking about the tournaments that just went by, and talking about the Delco Joe tournament, which is what's it called again?
Tournament.
The Corona?
The Corona fishing tournament.
The Corona fishing tournament is a great tournament, and I'll tell you why it is, guys. It's basically fished out of the Delaware River. The time the guy throws the tournament every year is right on target to when the fish were in. I know everybody was catching fish. Gian, you were there live. I wanted to come this year. I couldn't get off for work. It killed me because I really wanted to come. Also, I want to say thank you to Tom Hood. Tom Hood, you are fantastic. Thank you for that donation, buddy. You've been on since the beginning also. I appreciate you guys up there in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Absolutely terrific people. Willie J, thank you so much, Willie. You are the man catching those striped bass like nobody's catching them out there. As far as numbers, you're the leader, Willie, period. I'm just letting you know, buddy. Nobody sends me as many pictures as you do, Willie, and they're all nice freaking fish. Way to go, buddy. So going back to my man, Mr. LUREWALKER, Gian, he's on tonight. If you guys don't know him, that's the only W you got to know. There's only one W, and it stands for LUREWALKER. There you go.
It's an L and a W, yeah.
So tell me, continuing on the Delco Joe, the Corona tournament.
Yeah, he times that tournament absolutely perfectly with the pre-spawn gigantic behemoth female striped bass migrating up that river to wherever they go to migrate to drop their 3 million eggs, and then they come back all deflated.
And getting right to it, the behemoth fish we're talking about.
The behemoth fish. Yeah.
I saw it caught by you. I know Wombat got a nice one, but you had the big fish in that group that day. Tell me about that catch.
Yeah.
What you caught him on, hook sizes, lure, whatever. Tell me. So
that specific body of water, they're not feeding on plugs whatsoever. And this is kind of new to me. I did the tournament the year before, and we caught some fish the year before, but I hadn't had anything in the 45 plus 50 range.
Right.
This is a different animal. It's not swimming out to a rock, standing on a rock, throwing plugs, casting your life away. It's kind of a waiting game, to say the least.
Right. That's right.
And there was a big debate I saw about do big fish count on the chunk or on the soak, and they definitely do. It's a different animal. It's placed in a different category, no doubt. But it was absolute magic. It was me, Vinny, shout out to Wombat, shout out to Keith. We had a great group of guys. We basically lived on this bank of a river the entire weekend, and it dumped on us. Like, the conditions were not favorable for anyone, and luckily I had just put on like this awning on my Jeep. I had a rooftop tent. Like,
right, I saw it. Awesome.
Luckily, we had all the things that you'd like to have. Like, we had a good home base, some good shelter, which allowed us to probably outlast a lot of other people. Because we were out there, when it was teeming rain, golf ball sized droplets, where most people probably were hunkered down in their cars. We're out watching our odds.
Yeah.
That's not when it went off, but we were out there all hours of the night. And what you're doing is you're casting worms. You're putting worms in a little bag. You're 8 to 6 ounce Sputnik, so that it grabs the bottom of the river. And essentially what's happening when these super lethargic, because keep in mind these are gigantic 45, 50 pound, some
bass.
They're giant. Some of them could be up to 60 pounds, and they're filled with eggs. They're not filled with. They weren't eating bunker all day. They're filled with eggs, and they're moving real slow, and all they're doing is they're cruising these mud flats.
That's it.
And this is what more or less Vinny had kind of instructed me, and Keith, who are both super duper locals to this area.
Yep.
And they, because of how lethargic they are and how how smart of a predator they are, they're not killing themselves trying to chase a plug. You could throw a plug all day, they're not gonna hit it.
It's
so,
not
these fish.
Yeah,
it's not an option. It's not an option. Like, I had buddies like, why didn't you throw a metal lip and keep it real slow? It's like, dude,
they're not doing it.
They wouldn't have looked at it. Right?
Yeah, I want to add to that, Gian, where you're talking about, because we have that same issue here on the Hudson River. We don't catch fish on lures. You can go by the bridges where the water's deep. You'll get schoolies there on little 5-inch shads, and you'll catch them all day. But the schoolies have the energy. Why? Because the rivers don't have the oxygen that the ocean does. When you're on the surf and you're seeing all that white water, that water is so oxygenated. These fish have the power and the stamina to fight you. Whereas in rivers, Gian said it just right. These fish do not have the energy to be running around chasing lures. So they're cruising. Remember, striped bass are about torque. Striped bass are about torque. They just flip that tail a little bit, and they're cruising that bottom real slow. And hopefully you'll come into their senses. You'll get over to that worm, and like Gian, boom, you got that hit. What happened right there, buddy? Tell me.
So I mean, we're all sitting around by the fire, and then he's like, "Yo, I think the gold Van Sol just got hit," and I didn't see it. He actually saw it. We all pivot over, and sure as shit, the thing's doubled over, kind of ripping drag. We all spring into action, and when a fish is this big and they're not fighting like you think they would, it feels like you almost snagged something. It doesn't, guys who have caught gigantic fish, some of them will attest to this. 25 to 30 pound, 35 pound bass will fight significantly harder than a 45 or a 50 pound bass. It just,
absolutely,
especially these bass that are filled with eggs, they don't have that gumption in them. They're not moving like you think they're going to move. So when this thing hit, it gave one hard head bang, one good drag rip, and then it was me kind of reeling it in, and I'm like, dude, I think I lost it and I snagged something. Then he's like, keep reeling, and sure as shit, as we got within, as I got it closer and closer to the bank, within like 20 feet is when it did its last kind of hoorah. Up until that, it was me just kind of like, I think I don't know if I got it. Like, he's like, dude, keep reeling. And once it came within about 20, 25 feet, it took one last kind of rip, and its belly surfaced, and we were all like, yo, this is a giant.
Yeah,
This is
right.
a really big fish.
That's when you realize it. Yep.
And we all got goosebumps, and I'm like,
Oh, my
don't touch it. I gotta don't, I'm worried that someone's gonna grab the line, the hook's gonna, I was very, when you see your personal best fish on the other end of the line, you don't want, if you lose it, you want to be the reason it's gone. You don't want it to be because Wombat grabbed your leader and lost the fish, but it was a collective effort. It was definitely Keith and Vinny were huge in helping me. Were helping me bring it in. I wanted to boga this thing. I'm like, dude, I got to get a weight. I got to get, I already know the length was like 48 and a half, 48 and a quarter, I think. 47 and a quarter.
It's pretty big, Gian. You're talking
it's
40 pound fish right there.
It's online. It's whatever it was. I think it was 47 and a quarter.
Yeah.
I think because that's what took first. I think 46 was in first up until then. But I'm like, dude, grab my boga. I got to weigh this thing. And both of them were like, if we see people try to boga a pregnant fish with 3 million eggs in it.
I know. That's
it's
terrible.
On site, we're throwing hands.
Yeah.
Like, no one does that. No one's doing that on
That's
the stand.
good. That's good because
So
we don't do that either on the rivers, man.
Yeah. That's a fish that probably won't recover from the movement of the internal organs.
That's right.
Especially when they have that much weight on them, Anyway, we got the circumference of it, we got the weight of it. You could kind of gauge with the girth and the length that it was around 50 pounds, that fish. And Vinny's caught in multiple 50-pound fish, and when he told me it was a 50 class, I kind of just took his word for it. It was by far the biggest fish I ever caught. I don't know if I didn't send you any pictures. I probably should have been a little more prepared here. But it was definitely special. And
I got Will Walker here. He's giving a nice one there. Will, love it that you're around still, Will. Let me tell you, when you see Will hanging around, you know your podcast is okay. That's all I'm going to say. Other than that, put that back, honey. I'm going to read that. So Will Walker, not hating, but wonder if there's any data on stress on pre-spawn breeder targets. Gian's crew revives beautifully. I know. Yeah, I wonder. That's a good one, Will. They always say that we're the number one guys, that the fish are not around, and lifting these things up on the boga. And you know what, man? I don't know what's going on because I hear that fishing is bad. I hear that fishing is good. But majority this year, I'm telling you that I'm hearing that fishing is good. Everybody's running me back, right, G? Everybody's running me back. That the season is a decent season.
If you're not fishing the hours that you need to fish while these fish are feeding, you're not going to catch fish. If you're getting up at 6 a.m. to get to the beach at 7, you're not catching dick.
Right.
You got to be out there at 2 a.m. and you got to hit that whole time.
Right.
Because the bite this year, at least on the South Shore beaches where I'm predominantly fishing, and even in the bays. There's probably I personally don't think that we've hit the gigantic pods.
No, we haven't. You haven't.
Like 2,000 fish barreling down the beach.
No, you haven't.
I haven't seen that. But these isolated pods that I'm seeing that are on our beaches, that are on the beaches that I'm fishing, what they're doing is they're feeding super aggressively for about 20 minutes. Yeah. And then once they're done, I'm saying 20 minutes, they're hitting, the dozen guys I'm on the beach with are all getting smacked. They're all bringing in fish, right?
Right.
And then it'll shut down. And then, some guys that are kind of new to it are like, hey, this was sick. I'm happy. I'm going to the car. Me and all the maniacs that I'm with are like, they'll be back in another half hour. Let's wait it out,
Yeah.
And sure as shit, they cruise down the beach. They go, they're feeding on other, they're feeding elsewhere, and they come right back. And it's like another 20 minutes of a feed.
Isn't that nice?
Like there's these windows that you have to catch, and not to say that, they're not there when, Tom, Dick, or Harry goes out at 7 o'clock. They might be there, but you have to put in enough time on that tide to figure out when they're feeding.
That's right.
And, I'm fortunate enough to fish with a really dedicated, solid group of guys that, we don't care about sleep. And you know, we know that we only have so much time to fish until the season's over. So we're going to get after it as hard as we can. And we figured out that time when they're feeding. And that's really when, that's really what it's about.
Hey, Gian.
Is having that core group of guys.
I got Beast River Fishing asking, did you measure the girth by any chance that day, Gian, or no?
The girth of that fish.
Yeah.
I'd have to check with Wombat.
No, you probably didn't, because if you get the girth and the length, there's a formula that you put in, and then it tells you the exact weight. Not the exact, but that formula's into like an eighth of a pound. That's how close it is.
It was like 30 something. It was huge. I mean, you can see me holding this.
No, I see it. I put it up. Put it up again.
I forget.
Yeah.
You guys got to see the fish. I'll put it up again. We had it up a minute ago.
Vinny might know the girth of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like
there it is.
When we got that fish.
That's a nice girth. That fish is filled with eggs in there. You could see it. But congratulations on that fish, Gian. I really thought that you were going to win. When the day came up to announce the winner, I didn't get any texts from you, so I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, I you know what it was? I don't want to say I shot my load a bit too early, but when I was laying in that rooftop tent and the rain was teeming on it, I'm like, we're gonna win this one, boys. Long Island.
You not only shot that load. Listen, you didn't
take it.
You didn't only shoot that load early. You hit the top of the rooftop tent over there. Let me tell you.
Exactly. So,
but that's all right.
When I woke up the next morning and found out that I got bumped, you know, it was all systems go trying to get.
That's all right, buddy. You're a good guy. You fish hard. You keep fishing, bro. You'll get one of those mermaid tails again. No doubt about it.
I know I will.
Yeah.
It was definitely truly something special for sure.
Awesome.
I wanted to, before I forget, you mentioned Vinny with Swag Custom. Awesome dude. Swag
He's
Custom,
awesome. Vinny's awesome.
Yeah. I when you mentioned him, I'm like, oh, I caught a monster on one of his plugs too.
Did you?
And yeah. This wasn't the last Ward Melville show, but the previous one. So we're going back like 2 years now, I think, probably in change. And you know, one of the cool things that these vendors do prior to is, you know, we'll kind of walk around and congregate and we'll all say what up to one another, right? And Vinny and I met through Billy the Greek. Yeah. And we ended up, you know, Vinny's super cool. He's like, hey, can I trade you a lure for a hat? And I'm like, dude, absolutely. This would be awesome. I'm like, what lure are you willing to give up? You know? And he's like, take whatever one you want. I'm like, oh,
he's a cool guy.
I'm in the candy shop now. I'm like, like, you know, what do I take? I ended up grabbing a pencil like the one that's beneath that, but it was a Wonder Bread pencil, similar to that, but it was Wonder Bread.
Just gonna let you know, Wonder Bread is his favorite, so he was angry at you when you took that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And it was like the stars aligned, because probably on my next outing that I went on, I ended up hitting an inlet. And you know, when I'm fishing inlets, I like to fish, you know, you can fish them on incoming tide, but I like to fish outgoing tide on inlets. And, you know, towards the like middle out, you'll start to get these eddies in the water where you'll literally see these kind of like these little currents in the top of the water. So like, you know, the water is obviously ripping out, it's outgoing tide, but when you start to see these little eddies, these little lines on top, those are specific spots where the current's moving a bit faster. Where a bigger predatory striped bass is going to be hanging out kind of right on the edge of
100%.
Those eddies, because they're just waiting for something to come right into
100%. You couldn't have said that better, G.
Like you said, they have the torque. They're just chilling.
They're just chilling. It's nothing for them.
Waiting to inhale something.
That's right. So it's like me waiting online at the McDonald's to get the Big Mac.
Well, that pencil has the ass of it's weighted.
It's weighted.
Very, very nice. And it's perfectly balanced so that, you know, you could rip that thing a mile. And I'm working this plug in. This was early spring, I think, last year. And I'm working this plug in, and Brandon's like, dude, I think something swirled on it. I'm like, no, that's the current. It's you know, that's the eddy, it's the current. Yeah. He goes, no, something swirled on it. I'm like, no, it's the current. Then it was like,
boom.
Bang! And I'm like, holy shit.
Let's go. Let's go, baby.
it was chaotic for a hot minute, and when we got it in, we were over the moon.
Yes, sir.
I texted Vinny soon after, like, dude, already got one on the lure. Let's go. It was really funny. Yeah, it was.
That's
awesome.
pretty cool,
Awesome.
man.
Great plug.
Very, very
Great
cool.
plug. Better plug builder.
Yeah,
better
man.
Plug builder.
So just to let everybody know out there, this is Gian. He's the man. I met him about 5 years ago on the beach with Joe Bejavenka. Ever since then, we hooked up. We've been fishing many times together. Good times together. Even the time I broke my ankle will be a time in my life where I'll never forget. Just good times catching fish with Gian. I remember one night we met Zinger Bates Mike on his famous river over there. And we hooked up together and we were all catching fish that night. What a great night.
Dynamite.
And we were catching them on the what is it? The
Bamba
the Bamba, Mr. Poseidon, the green and white. Remember you guys were like, what are you getting them on?
The Triton.
Yeah, there it is.
yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
That was good times, man. And I remember being with you on Demo. I remember being with you on Shinnecock. I remember being with you every fucking beach on Long Island, including Montauk. I've been with you. But we'll be hooking up again soon enough. My days as fishing, I can admit the truth when it's admitting the truth, but I slowed down. I mean, there were times where, right, honey, I was like gone. This week I'm going to be trying to be gone one of these weeks, but I know by Wednesday I'm going to have a heart attack. If this is my last show, goodbye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, I love fishing, guys, too much. Just like LUREWALKER and just like the rest of you guys. Rick Talifaro, what's up, buddy? What's going on, Aquatic Apes? Professor! I was on the boat with Mr. Fishing the Atlantic. That's FTA. You guys got to go on with him. He's a cool cat, man. He's a nice guy. I feel very comfortable with him on his boat. And his boat is the above. And what do I mean? It's big. So you got a lot of room to fish around. Just a great guy to go fishing with. Great captain. You're going to learn a lot. FTA, let's go, let's go. I'll be getting in touch with Calvin tomorrow, actually. I'll be talking to him. Calvin, if you're out there, say what's up. Hey, I think he's fishing tonight.
No, he was on here before.
Was he? I missed him.
Yeah.
I missed him. I missed him. Calvin. It's all right. So anyhow, Gian, continuing on. So I know we were saying we're going to do a drop tonight. I know you introduced it actually before, but give it up tonight. Let's talk about that a little bit. Talk about your clothing business, gear, fishing shirts, caps. Tell me.
Well, things have been going steady. Things are good. I definitely take my foot off the gas a bit when obviously the fish are here because that takes priority overall.
John P., thank you.
But yeah, the new shirt that we dropped was, it's not going to be, it shouldn't be news to the general public that's tuning in. They've probably seen this, but I did a partnership with Gray Fish Tag.
Yes.
Gray Fish Tag is the largest non-for-profit, I believe, globally, that tags and gathers data not only on striped bass but on a plethora of fishes.
Right.
Plethora of fish species. And striped bass is their largest targeted species, the maroon sactilis.
Uh-huh.
And when I put out this shirt, it was actually Wombat was like, hey, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put something out. Given at the time it was 6 months ago or so, there was a lot of noise about new regulation, this and that. And Vinny was like, you should capitalize and perhaps put something out about, the migration, the preservation and protection of this species, save the striped bass or something like that, right? So I didn't know who to partner up with, and Gray Fish Tag seemed like a good idea. And when I had reached out to them, they were 100% open to it. The shirt itself has a beautiful striped bass print on the back.
Love that shirt.
Absolutely beautiful striped bass print on the back. It's got an American flag on the sleeve.
Of course.
And you know, it just basically says striped bass management and conservation. You know,
Beautiful.
To be leading the charge on preserving this
Of course.
species. For every one that's sold, we donate $5 to Great Fish Tag. We've sold 100 of them so far. I had to re-up, so you know they got $500 kind of out the gate.
Nice.
Which was great for them. They gave, because of that, they gave me a bunch of tags, so I've been tagging fish as much as I can.
Excellent.
Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot to like try to get on a good bite and tag fish, especially at night. It's like it's a bit much, but it's really awesome. It's cool to be a part of that science. You can go online, you can track these fish, you can see where they're going.
Gian, I just want to say, I'm just going to stop you for a bit. Gian, personally, just to you, I think what you do for the community of surfcasters and fishing all over the country, because I've seen the posts come in, people buy your product from all over the country.
Nice.
You seem that you care about the community of surf fishermen. I love what you do for them, Gian. Personally, I'm telling you, I told you that at one of the shows this year I met you, that you're good for the fishing community. I know there was one guy that wrote on one of your comments, he saw a guy fighting an alligator, and everybody thought it was you. They think, yo, it's LUREWALKER. Next thing I know, I'm going on your channel trying to see if it's you. You're out in the ocean, pulling out a whole goddamn pier with you behind you. I'm like, what's going on here? I missed a lot here. But, Gian, yeah, I get it, man. You're good for the community of fishing. I like you. You're a very energetic guy. You're a go-getter. And I feel that you do the right thing for all of us here. Gian, thank you so much. It's not over. I'm just thanking you right now, brother.
Sure.
Thank you so much
Look, Beast
for
River
coming
Fishing
on. So go ahead, honey. Read off a couple of the questions.
I'm going to get a drink real quick.
Go ahead,
okay.
buddy.
Beast River Fishing saying LUREWALKER is definitely a good dude for the industry.
No doubt about it, Beast. You're 100% right on, my brother. I hope everything's good with you and the wifey. I know you're doing your fishing down the East River. I see you posting. You're always catching the big fish down there. I give you a lot of credit, buddy. You know how to attack those fish and how to get them right. No doubt about it. Go ahead, honey.
Professor, looking for my lower back. My whole spine is done from walking dunes.
Yeah, Professor. You need to be sitting back
life,
on the
LOL.
ATF boat while he's getting to that spot. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Professor? Good to see you here. I saw you posted you were out fishing again with your son. I like that. I like guys who, you know, get their families injected into the surf fishing world. And he definitely does by his son. They get out there and they go fishing together. He's a big enough boy now to understand what fishing is all about and to have a good leader like his dad, the Professor, leading well. I think that's just great. So thank you, Professor, for getting it on and doing the right thing. Guys, let's check out who's leading in the thing up there, honey.
In the poll, we have...
So we got 37%. We got Gremlin Lures. I'll give away one of the swag lures also. Swag, let me see. The Pencil Popper is in second place. So we'll give away those two lures tonight. We'll take out the other two. They're done for now. So the winner tonight will announce as soon as we do that that drawing. Guys, thank you for coming to my show. I know I'm not like the biggest guy in the surf fishing world. You know, having guests on every week is not easy. It's not like I do things on the fly. People will ask me, how do you do that on the fly and stuff? No. I don't do it on the fly. Even with Gian, I'll watch a bunch of his reels on Instagram just to get familiarized again. No matter who's on the show, whether I'm reading a chapter from a book, I'm always doing my homework with my guests. I make sure that I do the right thing. I don't care what people say. I will always keep going. It's all about you guys. It isn't about Mr. Poseidon. It never was. If the main people out there know who I am, I've never been about me. I've always been about you. If you're a lure maker, a gear maker like Gian, I'm always pushing the product, but I got to like it. I like Gian stuff. Gian makes some pretty cool stuff, some of the hippest stuff on the internet when it comes to fishing. More people should know about his product. He needs to
The
be a rich
dopest
man
stuff.
and
The
to be
dopest, not the hippest.
yeah,
The dopest.
the dopest. There you go. I brought back that 70s term, but anyway.
I like it.
Yeah, the
Right
dopest.
on, baby,
yeah,
right on.
without a doubt.
Gian, Aquatic Apes says sick logo, Gian.
Yeah, no doubt, G.
Thank you, brother.
No doubt. Cheers on that.
I got his stickers now on my bike.
There you go.
That's
Gotta love it.
Oh yeah, Aquatic Apes sent you a couple.
That's
Yeah, I
is
got
that
those.
Ainge? That's not Ainge. No, that's
No.
not Ainge. I'm thinking
No.
I'm thinking of someone else. I do have Aquatic Apes stickers on my bike now though.
Yes.
There you go.
He
I
sent
sticker
us
bomb
some.
everything. If you
Yeah,
if
he
you-
sent
if you
us
pass the
stuff.
bike on the
I'll have
beach,
them on too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once
here
I
they
get
are.
here they are. I got them right here.
These and a little thing he sent you.
Yeah. Aquatic Egg sent me some pretty cool stuff. So he sent me this in the mail,
A little
which
clip.
is pretty much cut your braided line, or if you want to do your toenails. I got some stuff here. Aquatic Apes right here.
That's the one I got on my bike.
Pretty
yeah.
cool stuff. We'll add in a sticker too from Aquatic Apes, and another one, which is the striped bass American flag.
I like that one.
Yeah, so we'll put
Me too, I
those
like
in
that
there
one,
too. On these stickers, we'll send those in. Gian, you were saying something. You're going to give what's going on with the drop? Tell me.
Oh well, I figured whoever wins what tonight.
Right.
As long as we get their shirt size, I'm obviously gonna send them one of these guys
Wow.
for being part of the show.
Let's go,
And,
guys.
it's a really nice
It is. I like it.
It's the kind of shirt. The quality is like those boardwalk shirts that you get when
Yes.
you're in like Myrtle Beach and whatnot. It's like
Yep.
a nice beach shirt, you know.
There you go, guys. Come-
And yeah, the quality's phenomenal. Whoever gets it will like it. And
There you go.
yeah.
Carlos P says, dope sweater, bro. See, it's not hip. It's dope. I got to get that right,
Dope.
bro.
Gotta get dope down.
Fucking
man. Gotta get
50,
the dope.
50 years later, what's dope,
See
man?
this logo? Not hip.
Dope, baby. Let's
Oh,
go.
that's nice.
There you go. I know. I love that. I love that. I have one of those caps, Gian, with
That's
those
nice.
guys on there. Love it. And
Yeah, man.
all right, so that's it, guys. Let's do that giveaway. Gian, stand by. Go ahead, honey.
Wait, the professor says, ask G how scared he was the day he ate the red light in front of 7-Eleven.
What was that? Tell us, G. That sounds like a fun story.
What does he say?
He ate
The red light?
I
It
don't know
says-
if he's referring to me getting a red light ticket.
Okay, that's got to be it, bro. That's big news here. Gian gets a ticket from a red light. Let's go.
Well, there's an area in Queens that we fish early spring. I don't know if this is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was getting a lot of tickets, and it was not fun, to say the least.
Was he
In Long
late?
Island, you can make rights on. In Long Island, you can
Yes.
make a right on red.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
You can
can.
make a right on red.
You can, no doubt.
Unbeknownst to me, I'm cruising in the wee hours of the morning, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm in Queens. There's not a soul in sight on the boulevards I'm on. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing at this light? See you later. And then click, I get
Oh.
and I'm like, what the fuck? To be honest, I haven't gotten anything in the mail, so like Leo in the fucking Tom Hanks movie, catch me if you can, baby.
That was a great movie, but I hate Tom Hanks now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about some
I'm not a
better
big
things.
fan, yeah.
There you go. So anyhow,
I got you.
I like Tom Hanks no matter what. Forrest Gump, all that shit that I grew up as a kid watching. Fucking, I could have hit the fucking goddamn target 30 times on that rooftop tent, Gian. Sorry, but anyway. Other than that, let's go. Honey, you want to do that flip tonight?
Oh, boy. Okay.
I set it up. So we're setting it up. If you guys entered in the comment section of the reel that I left with Gian advertising that he's going to be on. So, guys, I put out the ads sometimes later during the week to give you guys that chance, the guys who have been here all week and every week and every month and every day. So I put them out late. I know you guys are going to be on, so I give you guys more of a chance to win it.
Okay.
But anybody can win it if they enter.
Okay, so
there goes the
winner
giveaways.
is, and da-da-da-dum.
Say it.
Winner is Big Sis of Wolf.
Got to transition that to the front.
Big
honey.
Sis
There you
of
go.
Wolf.
Big Sis
I
of
know
Wolf.
who that
I know who
is.
that is. That's
Georgia.
Charlie. That's Charlie. Charlie the Wolf of Rhode Island. There she is.
Oh,
Holy.
Big Sis. There you
Big Sis Wolf. So, guys, that's Charlie the Wolf's sister. Charlie the Wolf passed away last year. Rest in peace, Charlie. He was a legend and will always be a legend in Rhode Island. That guy was a great fisherman, won the tournament, biggest surf bass fish 3 times in a row. Congratulations to you, darling. We'll be seeing you very soon, probably sometime next month. I'm going to be getting in touch with Bruce Bain, and we'll get to meet each other officially face on face. I've never met you before. I met your brother many, many times, and we've been fishing many, many times. But thank you. Fishing the Atlantic. I'll be in touch with you soon enough, buddy. Tomorrow, we got to get together. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, if you found any glasses on your boat, let me know, man. I lost my Maui Jims that night.
Oh.
So I don't know where they are. Somebody's probably wearing them and enjoying them right now. But
Oh, man.
other than that, they're gone. Maybe I left them on your boat. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But other
Look,
than that,
Beast River says the giveaway needs a LUREWALKER needlefish. Fire. And
there you go.
I
Gian?
commented and said I'll send one too.
Yeah, he goes,
Wow.
needlefish is going to be in there. All right.
All right. So there you go. Hey,
I
Gian.
want to jump back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, in the spirit of you know, it's very important to be kind of keyed into what fish are eating, right? What they're chewing on, right?
Right.
Super hyper important, especially if you want to catch fish.
Sure.
You know, the needlefish is a very versatile lure. It's great when bluefish are around because you don't want to lose any of your expensive custom plugs.
Sure.
But if there's not a sand eel hatch on a beach, you know, or if you don't see needlefish in your back bay that are getting swept out in currents, there's not, you know, I only throw, there's a time and a place to throw them is what I'm getting at.
Right.
You don't, if there's a bunker bite, you're not going to pull up to a beach and throw a needlefish, right?
Right.
Like that's, I mean, you can, I'm not going to say you're not going to catch nothing, but you want to go with what they're eating, right? So just for the people out there that throw that needlefish, it's awesome to see people come back and buy more because they caught giant fish on them. I love that stuff. But, you know that there's a time and a place, not with just the needlefish, but any specific lure. You got to kind of be aware of what people are catching on or what the
That's
fish
right.
are feeding on.
Always be aware. Always ask questions. When are the fish hitting? Incoming, outgoing. Know those. Those are major players in the catching of straight bass. Gian, thank you so much, bro, for being on tonight, being on the show. You're a wonderful cat. I hope I'm not using an outdated word there, but
No, cool cat at all.
yeah, man. So I hope that works good enough. But anyway, Gian, thank you so much for what you do for the surfcasting community. Thank you so much for the donations tonight. Big Sis Wolf, what's your size, Big Sis Wolf?
Huh?
What was that, G?
I said I love this community. This community is awesome.
Definitely, no doubt about it.
To the fullest.
No doubt about it. Yeah, Big Sis Wolf, we need your size shirt. I'll send it over to, she says large, so she's a large. You send her a large, and the needles and the needlefish, right? And I'll send you the other 2 plugs. I'll get the address. I'll send it to you over. Gee, once she sends it to me, you can send it over to me on my Instagram. Jonja, you can send it over to my Instagram. And
Look, Eddie says, Mr. P, you don't ask a woman her size.
that's true. You're right.
He's got a good point. He's got a good
Sorry,
point.
He's
Eddie.
a good sport.
You're right. So you guys didn't hear that. She's actually getting a super small. And that's the way it is. But anyhow, thank you so much, guys, for coming out to the show once again. You guys are terrific. You do it for me every week. LUREWALKER once again. Gian, thank you so much. I'll see you on the surf. Maybe
Love
even
you
this week we'll talk about it and we'll get together. But thank you
Thanks
so much.
so much for coming on,
Yeah,
G.
man.
Good
And we'll
night,
s- and we'll
everybody.
see everybody.
What?
Yep.
I love and miss you, Ro.
Oh,
There you go,
miss
baby.
you too.
Thank you, buddy. God bless you, man. Let's go.
See
Let's
you,
go.
Gian. Good
See
night,
everybody.
everybody. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.